Hello, welcome to Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I'm excited about this show today because we're going to be talking about women in history that are in music. And I got this absolutely fantastic guest that's going to be on the show. And we talk about Hall of Fame women, Hall of Fame musicians. And she is a Hall of Famer herself because she is a TV host, radio personality, entrepreneur, author, and you can add about another 50 or 60 other titles on there. So I'm excited to get a chance to know about her organization, a chance to know about this great event that she got coming up. Songwriters, women songwriters, Hall of Fame. And, I tell you, I can't even start this show off without having my absolutely fantastic co host, Michelle Cooley. How are you doing today, Michelle?
I'm doing great. I'm excited about the show today, too. We love having guests on the show who are just dynamic and, especially entrepreneurs. So, we're really excited about this and about her advocacy and helping other women entrepreneurs. So, you're right. This is going to be a great show today.
It's going to be great because now we're going to get an opportunity to learn about women in the Hall of Fame and songwriters, of course. Primarily, that's what we're going to focus on. But
Mhm.
we also going to get an opportunity to know all of the things that this great woman, Janet, and you're going to introduce her in a minute, is doing to make sure that we keep those flames up and that understanding out there in the history of songwriting as relate to women, especially minority women. And
Mhm.
so I tell you, wherever you're watching this at, whether you're watching on 860 TV, Facebook, Zoom, YouTube, etc. If you're watching it on the YouTube channel, the It's Your Life radio, please go there and click on subscribe. Click on subscribe. So you'll be helping us out, and I tell you, and that's a great place to watch it as well as on the other 20 plus networks. So, Michelle, I want to get this thing started. First of all, can you tell our viewers the title and the purpose of today's show, and also introduce this fantastic guest?
Yes, the topic for today, the title of today's show is called It's the Right Thing to Do. Not RIGHT, it's WRITE. It's the right thing to do. And the purpose of the show is getting to know TV host, radio personality, entrepreneur, author, and advocate Janice McLean DeLoatch. Talk about the statistics for women in music and the creation of the Women Songwriters Hall of Fame. And talk about, Women Songwriters Hall of Fame and the things they do need help with now from the public. So let's talk about guests today, Janice McLean DeLoatch. She, of course, again, TV host, radio personality, entrepreneur, author, and advocate for fairness in all industries, has always had to think on her feet. Known for her TV show, Entrepreneur's Edge TV, and now her weekly radio show, It's Janice, Minority Women Entrepreneurs on WOLB 1010 Talk Radio. She's a passionate advocate helping people understand that it's okay to be an entrepreneur and venture out to create your own business, all the while controlling risks. She started out her journey of entrepreneurship teaching fashion modeling workshops and event planning with talent shows called City Sturge 1988 to a business that sold pantyhose out of vending machine. She saw obstacles as opportunities to learn, grow, and succeed. One door closes, another one opens, and Janice had the opportunity to showcase her business ideas in Entrepreneur Startups Magazine and many other noteworthy publications. Despite temporary setbacks of her first business idea, like all good entrepreneurs, Janice reconsidered her options and created highly viewed novel television show regarded by critics. After being forced to rebrand her TV show, she rebranded it It's Janice. It's Janice is a half-hour weekly radio show serving the Baltimore DC corridor. Her show is jam-packed with useful educational information tools to help especially minority women entrepreneurs to draw in their strengths, women of color who are mid-level and corporate businesses success today and tomorrow. In addition to covering all aspects of business, viewers can also enjoy a variety of special segments that have included marketing, personal finance, wellness, highlighted by special guest appearances. The show's fast pace keeps viewers engaged and encourages them to become part by submitting their story to be featured in future episodes. The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, live on E360 TV, welcomes Janice McLean DeLoatch to the show.
Welcome to the show, Janet.
Hi,
How are
everybody.
you doing? How are
How are
you
you
doing?
doing? I'm all right. It's Friday. Yay. We made it. It's been a crazy week,
You
but
know,
I'm so glad to be here with you today. Thank you for allowing me to be.
we're so happy to have you here, but sometimes it feels a little different to be on the opposite side of the camera, though.
It does. Yes. I actually am a little bit nervous, because I don't know. All right, but I'm ready. I'm ready, and thank you.
Hey, Janet, I know Michelle, she laid out that great introduction, but there was a couple of things that she didn't say, that she didn't mention. Can you please tell our audience where you're from, the lesson that you learned from your family that you live by today?
So I am a native Baltimorean, and my family was entrepreneurs. My father was a taxi cab driver, and my mother was a homemaker. But together they owned a restaurant called McLean's Carryout. And my job as a kid was to stock the potato chip machine, stock the potato chip rack and the soda machine, and just really help out wherever I could. So most of, I think, for me, being an entrepreneur came from really just watching my parents and what they were doing and how hard they worked in the community with their own businesses. My father also worked for Bethlehem Steel, and but I also saw them plant the seeds to create me as an entrepreneur and help me realize that there are other avenues to just going to college and just straightforward on one path, that I did have options. So that's really where I learned most of it.
Wow. So you grew up around entrepreneurs, and I guess to assume that you always wanted to be one because you was in that environment. You know how it worked. Is that true?
Not really. I did finish school. I did go to college because I watched how hard my parents worked. Sometimes I think my father had asthma really bad, and I really think he worked so hard that he just worked himself into the ground, which is really may have even contributed to his demise. So I just said, I'm going to take the easy route. I'm going to go get a job and just let somebody else pay me and let them deal with all the headaches of running a business and being an entrepreneur, because people think you just put out your little shingle and you say, hey, I've got a business, and you jump out there and it's all wonderful. It is not. It is not. But the rewards do far outweigh going to a job daily, because it's really amazing to take an idea, put it into motion, see it materialize, and have it benefit other people to the point where they can feed their own families. And so I like that side of it too. And really, I happened to be an entrepreneur because I was working for the bank, and the bank downsized, and I decided it was a great time to hang out my shingle. And that's kind of really how it all started.
Wow. I tell you, it is great when you're already an entrepreneur, you're in it, but then we make that decision to break away and go out and do our own things. Just like you said, it's a lot of challenges that we could potentially face, and especially when you first growing. So what are some of the greatest hurdles and challenges in making that transition to being an entrepreneur that you experience?
Wow. Okay, Dr. Cooley. Okay. First time you stumped me doing this interview, but we're gonna move forward. I think a lot of the challenges that I've had sometimes have been because solely I was a person of color. Sometimes it's been because I was a woman who was a person of color.
There have been times when I'm absolutely as good or better as my male counterparts. In some cases, even some other women counterparts. And it didn't always work in my favor. So I had to learn you just have to stay the course, work hard, be good, diligent, and always produce a quality product. And people will support you. They will come to it. They will accept it and accept you. And so I have to say sometimes some things I did were mediocre, but I realized the change came when I decided to be not just mediocre. So I think that's one of the hurdles that I've learned to overcome.
Wow, that well put. So I obviously didn't startle you that much with that question. So I like how you said, uh, working, and some of the times we have to kind of sit back and think about it, some of the things, and that sometimes a woman or a man or whatever situations or person of color might feel that the world, our partners do not, I'm talking about business, do not recognize us as being equal or the same. And and that could be a challenge because it's something that I believe messes with the psyche sometimes, because in your heart that you're there, that you might be even better if the opportunity was given to you
Right.
openly. So can you talk about that one a little bit?
I can. So, so again, when you come from a family of entrepreneurs, sometimes you tend to look at the story a little bit different, or you look at the situation a little bit different. Whereas if somebody has a bridge and if somebody has a bridge and
Uh,
sometimes, can you hear me?
yeah, I can now. Your mic went silent for a second, but we got you back. We got
Thank you. Sometimes when if you're trying to get across a bridge and you come to the part of the bridge is out, sometimes people stop because part of the bridge is out. And sometimes life and people will give you challenges that will make you stop because part of the bridge is out. But as an entrepreneur with an entrepreneurial mindset, my family taught me to figure out another way to get across the bridge. So, create a drone or a helicopter, or, build a ladder, or, use another road. And so I've learned to do that. Sometimes not always because I wanted to. It was more out of necessity than other things. So I don't
it. I
know if I
love
answered that right.
yes, you did. I love it. I love it. I can obviously tell the passion is there. The passion for advocating for entrepreneurs as well, because you do that. I mean, you do it very well,
But
especially for minority women. Can you talk about them? Why is that passion so great, and why is the focus primarily on minority women?
I am. Well, you may not, but I'm going to share. I'm very passionate about a lot of things. I'm really one of those people who roots for the underdog almost in every situation. I always have. And I think a lot of it is because I do understand what it's like to be the underdog sometimes. There are times where I have had to um, just really advocate for myself on a lot of levels, for employment, for fair housing, for just resources to even start my business. And by nature, I like to look at statistics and numbers. And so when I look at statistics and numbers, I recognize trends and patterns of the way society relates to women and minorities in different avenues. So entrepreneurship has always been something I've been very interested in. So I looked at the numbers for how women and minority entrepreneurs fare with funding, with access to resources like business plans, legal structures to help you figure out how to form your business, and to so being passionate about those things has really kind of led me to being an advocate, even when I wasn't necessarily intending on doing so. I really do try to do more for women and minorities because we always seem to have such a hard time. And for the life of me, I try to figure out why, even at this point, 50 years later, some things, with the creation of the SBA and Small Business Resource Center, we are still asking for lawyers to be in a Small Business Development Center office. Why don't we have free business plan creation? If you know that I started a business, okay, 6 months from now, what happened to me? Was I successful? If I wasn't, why don't we know that? What happens to those people? So in doing research and statistics, I just realized that women and minorities, we are always underfunded. And that's kind of really why I do it.
Wow. Great answer. We're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back and we're really going to delve off into your TV show, your radio show, the Women Hall of Fame. We're going to delve deeply into all of those things.
Yes.
Right after the break. And if you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is go to the comments wherever you're watching the show at, and just put in the comments and ask just great guests any questions that you want to. Even if so
I would love to hear from your audience and your listeners and viewers. Especially if they have questions about entrepreneurship, and I don't know, I'll do my best. But I think collectively we all need to work together. So I am really looking forward to it. Yes.
And I tell you what, Jan, let's challenge them to respond to some ask questions. So we'll be back shortly after the break. It's Your Life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We'll see you shortly.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and wow, um, you know, just toward the closing of Janet message, it just I'm on fire. I'm lit. I'm lit. I'm lit right now, and I hope that we do have some listeners or audience that's going to call in and ask you questions about this great topic that we're going to be talking about, and also all the great things that you are doing. And I have did my due diligence the last few days, and you know, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing, Jen. So, so I want to talk about your this show right here. I mean, the title of it, and you got down right things. It's time to write things to do. It's time to write things to do. Can you explain what that title means?
Yeah. So we are talking about the right thing to do. And so we are talking about Women Songwriters Hall of Fame. Women Songwriters Hall of Fame is an organization that I founded and have the privilege of working with some stellar ladies behind the scenes who do help me. Sometimes it seems like I do quite a bit, but I do have some ladies that help me. We are working to change and open avenues that will allow for inclusion and diversity in the music industry. That is in the area of songwriting specifically. So I am a radio host, as we talked about, when you talked about in the intro, on Radio 1. And my shows are about business and entrepreneurship for minorities and women. And one of our shows, we talked about the music business. And this was years ago, actually. And when I looked at the statistics and the research on the women in the music industry and how they fare in comparison to their male counterparts with regard to songwriting, C-suite level, executives, CEOs, engineers, producers, directors, women only rank 7%, 7.7%. And that's over the last 40 years. So 7.7% is not very good in an industry that sustains 70 plus years, even up to today. So.
Wow. Let's talk about you just mentioned this. Let's talk about the creation of Women Songwriting Hall of Fame. I really want to delve off into that. I'm sure that a lot of our listeners really want to know exactly what that is and what it entails for as some of the songwriters that you work with or that you deal with, and etc. So can we delve off into that?
Sure. So the Women Songwriters Hall of Fame, this is our second year. As a matter of fact, we are having our second award show tomorrow night, Saturday in Washington, D.C. It's at the Jack Morton Auditorium, and we are honoring.
But hold on one second, Janet, because I wanted to introduce something to our audience before we really delve off into that. So I kind of got ahead of myself a little bit. That's just how excited I am.
Yeah.
Let's do this real quickly first, okay? Wow.
Isn't that fun? It is such a fun video. It reminds me of the music you have when I'm on hold and, in behind the curtain. You have some really good music too. Mhm.
Yeah, that was great. And now let's get off into that because
Yes.
I want to know a lot about it. I'm sure our listeners and viewers want to hear it as well.
So you saw the video, and I love that video. I really play that video sometimes myself and just watch it over and over and over again because I love how the music just builds up to the focal point of attending the actual award show tomorrow night at Jack Morton Auditorium in Washington, D.C. And, again, music has the power to move us in ways that we don't even realize, just in a commercial or a promo video like we just heard. And so the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame was created after research and statistics that show women are not awarded at the rate of male counterparts. They are overlooked. They are left out. So last year, our first group, our inaugural award show, we had the opportunity of honoring Naomi Judd and Valerie Simpson and Climax, the Go-Go's, Jacqueline Carr, Dawn Lewis, Bunny Hall, who did the theme for Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy when part of that franchise. And that was our inaugural year. And it was just a magical night. It was magical. I mean, it was a lot of work. Okay. But it was a magical night and just so special. And so one of the focal points was Valerie Simpson talking about how this was a great idea. And she was happy to see something like this for women in music. And also Naomi Judd said the same thing, as, these women are pioneers. They've been in the industry for a long time. And so when you have names like that stand with you and support what you're doing right out the gate, then I feel like we were really right on the right track. Now, this year is our second year, and we're honoring Gloria Estefan and Jody Watley. Oh, yeah. Saida Garrett. My goodness. And Saida Garrett, by the way, has donated a song to Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame for us to use on our compilation CD as a fundraiser. Because you need money to do these things. I know people think we wave some magic wand and everything just appears and it's all wonderful and free. It is not. So special thanks to Saida Garrett. Also, Loretta Lynn has really been supporting us. And it talks about why this award is so special to her, specifically because we are talking about women. And so you have Loretta Lynn and Saida Garrett and Jody Watley and Gloria Estefan. We even have Junko Yagami, who is an international songwriter from Japan and has partnered with Sony. They will be doing a scholarship on behalf of Junko Yagami and Sony with Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame to honor other young girls who want to be songwriters coming up. But also what we're doing this year is unveiling our very own scholarship for women 40 and over who want to go back to school to pursue a career in music or just general studies. Because what I found doing the research is that a lot of women, especially over the last 50 years, had children and husband and kids, and they really kind of put their own lives on hold. So now the kids are gone and the husbands are doing whatever, or, and they find themselves at a crossroads trying to figure out what's next for me. So if nothing else, we want to invite them to go back to school and maybe look for something new to do with the second half of their life. And so I probably went on a little bit longer with that than you wanted, but
no, this is great. I mean, no, it's just exciting.
Yeah,
it's exciting about some of the great songwriters that you just mentioned, and some of the songwriters that are going to be part of your absolutely fantastic event tomorrow. So, is this going to be televised? Is it going? If people wanted to somehow tune in some type of way, how could they do that?
Yes, so we do have a live stream link that people can, if you go to womensongwritershallofFame.org, on our page, there are two links. There is a ticket link for in-person, and then there is a ticket link for a live stream. And so people can join that way. But just make sure that you look at the two different links. The first one for the live stream is right on the homepage as soon as you go to the website. When you go to the website, if you go down a little further, you'll see next to the flyer, buy tickets for in-person attendance, and then people can attend there.
Yeah, so I know that probably going through a lot of minds. If people are just watching this from all over the world, if they wanted to listen to the live stream, they probably asking what type of cost is that, which I think is a reasonable question for them to know. Do you know? For the
Absolutely. It is $19.99 for the live stream.
Okay.
So you get all of that for $19.99. You don't have to dress up and go out and do all of that. You could sit home right on your couch with your popcorn and enjoy the show along with us for $19.99. And it is very important that people do support and understand that we do need your support. We do need you to purchase part of the live stream and tickets and things like that, because again, there are expenses that everybody's dealing with. And so, but more than that, you have to really see these dynamic ladies that we are honoring this year. We are, again, for our second year, the Indigo Girls, and Loretta Lynn, Junko Yagami, Saida Garrett, Jody Watley, and Rosemary McCoy. I did not mention her before, and Marilyn Bergman are both being awarded posthumously. Marilyn Bergman was the president of ASCAP Songwriting for 15 years, which is amazing, right? And Rosemary McCoy wrote songs for Elvis Presley and Ike and Tina Turner years ago. And she was a minority woman who was not on a label and did all of her own projects independently, but she's written over 800 songs, and people don't know who she is. So that's part of why we're doing this work. It is the right thing to do. They deserve their credit. They deserve for people to understand when Mariah Carey is talking about her Christmas song. I love you, Mariah, but not really. Darlene Love and a lot of those girls from back then were the ones who really started that, And so even this year, people said, well, you have a lot of older women. We do. Because they were the ones who opened the doors. And they will open the doors for the newer ladies to come. They are also doing scholarships to support what we're doing. And it is about songwriting and music, but I really feel like this is something God specifically sent my way and the women that are working with me, because this is not just about music and songwriting. This is about lifting up people, elevating people, celebrating people. We're starting with women, but women run the households. They are in the workplaces. They are the pastor's aide and the church mothers. And women touch everything. And we do make the world go around. And you guys help us. You hold up a lot too.
I tell you, we're going to take a station break. I'm excited. And Michelle and I will be watching. I'm going to challenge everybody. I put the link there. So I'm gonna challenge everybody to go out, and if you're not there in person, buy the link. $19. Come on, that's greatness right there. And also, since Janet is doing this great thing, I think everybody needs to donate toward the Women Songwriter Hall of Fame, whatever you can give, to help keep this going, because there is a cost thing you do. But we're gonna take a station break, but we're gonna come back and we're gonna delve right back into this. It's Your Life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. See you shortly after the break.
Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello. Hey, I'm James Cooley. I am the founder and CEO of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, Options, Opportunities, / Choice Program. Our primary mission is to help build the foundation of our youth and young adults and communities. And we encourage everyone to dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. And the way that you do that is, first of all, you got to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know that you are here for a purpose. You also have to be able to step out your comfort zone and do things that you probably didn't think that you can do.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phrases and stages. These experiences teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to It's Your Life with James Cooley. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get you equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and I tell you, just really enjoying this absolutely fantastic guest. And just like I said, she probably ain't used to being on this side because she is normally doing the hosting on her television show, her radio show, and all of these other things, especially on Radio One. I mean, and just all the other things that she's doing, especially with the Songwriters. Women's Songwriter Hall of Fame. That's a lot of work. So that's a whole lot of work. But it takes a special person with the right desire, with the right mindset and focus to value of this and to actually push it and play and keep it going. So, Janet, I want to commend you. I want to commend you on doing that because you are that right person. So. I want to talk a little bit more about the Women Songwriters Hall of Fame, but I want to talk about your television show and your radio show and all other great things that you are doing. No, you ain't not gonna get off the hook by not talking about it, Yeah. So I'm gonna turn that over to you right now.
First I want to say to Michelle Cooley, I love you, and if James ever messes up, we will find a way to steal you and keep you for ourselves. Michelle is amazing. I have never worked with anybody so organized, so professional. I mean, on time. You get your stuff, early. It's prepared. It's packaged nice. You've got the right bios and logos. And I know you know all of this, but I just want everybody else to know that. So. And then you, Dr. Cooley, as well. This is just really a special platform that you've built and put together. And I love what you're doing. I love your books. I love your story and the foundation and the youth and what you guys are doing. And it is work. And, you are this special person putting together your show. We need motivation more now than ever. We need strong males and women of color showing we've got examples of people in our community who are stellar and excellent. And you are that. So thank you.
I want to really appreciate that. And you mentioned Michelle. Michelle is the executive producer of my show and also my foundation. And everything that you said about her is on target. Anybody that she worked with, and she worked, every day actually, because we do a live show 4 days a week and a pre-recorded show on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And she is absolutely fantastic when it comes to putting this together. Plus, not just that, but making sure that she identified the right guests. She makes sure she if they're not the right guests, they're not going to be on the show.
Well, I have to say, I was a little rocky, getting started, but I am juggling an award show, so give me a little bit there. Give me a little bit. Yes.
No. But what I'm trying to say is, no, you are absolutely the right guest, and so is most of the guests we get because this is so important, I believe. And the legacy, you mentioned all of these great women. But one thing we have to also remind our viewers is the legacy that not only have been the trailblazers to set the pace, but the legacy that they're going to leave behind. And that legacy is great music, great songwriting. And it takes a truly, just like I said, remarkable person to put something like that together and to identify this. And I don't know if you got a full-fledged team, but I know that's a lot of work. A lot of work.
Oh yeah. Well, I just want to apologize to your viewers and people that are watching and listeners. Well, the listeners can't see me, but for those of you watching, if you wonder why I got dark circles under my eyes, that's because I haven't been sleeping much the last couple of days, because it is so important that we represent well for women and really just for people in general. So Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame is not about bashing, male bashing. Again, it is about music and songwriting, but I really feel that God, and this is what I believe, is doing an amazing thing through women and music and songs, because everybody loves music. Even, in the Bible, it's, Jesus loved music. It made his heart happy. And babies respond to music. When people are going through health situations or mental issues, we soothe and calm them with music. So music clearly is the common link among all of these areas. And but I also feel that this is a special way that we're reaching other people through the women in the music and the songs. And at least that's what I believe. And I hope that we will create legacies that will open doors for all people, starting with women, but for everybody. We need to heal. We're in a time right now where mental health is off the charts, and I do think that COVID had a lot to do with that. And that's another reason why I'm striving so hard to have this second award and uplift and celebrate these women. But we also need a moment just to come together and be happy and be proud of we found a door that we can open that will create legacies and change people's lives in so many different ways and levels. And so that is why the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame was created. And then also because, the other organizations weren't doing it. So, how I told you earlier, like, if you come to the road and part of the road's out, then you just figure out another way to get on the other side of the road. So that's
I love that analogy about the bridge. If the bridge is out, you still got to get across. So you just have to figure that out.
Yes.
So I want to switch a little bit. I want to talk about, can you tell us about your television show, The Entrepreneur Edge, and your weekly radio show titled It's Janet? So let's talk about that first. And I think you're on WOLB 1010 Talk Radio.
Yes, on the Radio 1 network. And so Entrepreneur's Edge was a TV show that was created about 20 years ago. So I'm dating myself a little bit. And that show was before Shark Tank and Undercover Boss and The Prophet, and before anybody thought it was popular to talk about being an entrepreneur and the hurdles and issues that they were having, and even what was happening within their business. There was Entrepreneur's Edge TV. So I used to go to Capitol Hill a lot, and I would talk to a lot of the women on Capitol Hill. As a matter of fact, Dolores Jordan, Michael Jordan's mom, yes, that Jordan, she was one of my first interviews right out the gate when I first started. She has a foundation. It's the James R. Jordan Foundation, but she also advocates for women. And we just really connected, and she is like my surrogate mom. I haven't seen her in a while, but we started talking just about some of the hurdles and the issues that women face, but as well that businesses face. And I was there to learn about their businesses and talk about entrepreneurship and meet dynamic and powerful women. And so that's what my TV show was about initially, starting out. I did that for about 10 years on the local and public channels in Maryland. And then Entrepreneur Magazine decided that they wanted to do television. I'll spare you guys all of those details, but just know I lost. I didn't have the right attorneys, and I couldn't afford, litigation attorneys. And so I was forced to rebrand my TV and radio shows. It's Janice, which is why that's what they are called.
So It's Janice is it's still similar to how you started the show initially, or did you change anything differently and rebranding and calling it It's Janice?
I didn't really change the format so much. I still talked about entrepreneurship and mostly minorities and women. But what I did learn was that I got better. I became more interested in making sure I had substance in my shows and not just fluff. When people leave the shows now, they leave with resources. Like if you are trying to create a product and you want to have something sewn, I'll say, Proto Sew is a company that can help you create your prototype to go to market. If you want to know who does business plans, I will bring somebody on my show who actually talks about business plans, but also can help you create a business plan. I will bring on attorneys who will help you with structure and following your business plan, because everybody will say, oh, create a business plan. We can create business plans all day long. But if you don't know how to follow them and you don't have the right instruction to guide you to get to the other side, it's just paper. So what I have learned to do better is create shows of substance that will really help people move to the next level in some way. At least I hope that's what we're doing.
Wow. And you're right, because they have to have substance. Otherwise, you ain't fooling anybody. I'm talking about anybody that just have a show like television show. Michelle and I make sure that somebody is going to get something out of the guests. That's why we vet the guests extremely hard to make sure that we got the right guests. But I'll tell you what, we're going to take a station break, but we're going to come back and we are going to hit it hard. We're going to hit it hard for the last 10, 11 minutes. So I tell you, if you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is go to the comments of wherever you're watching this at. You see Janet is putting it down. And also, I'm going to put back on the screen this link where you can watch $19.99. I think that's what it is. You got to take the time and support this organization, and also see the great women tomorrow. So it's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We'll see you shortly after the break.
Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and you know, I'm kind of lost for words. I'm kind of tongue tied right now because this great young lady right here is putting it down, and I'm so happy and so proud of all the things that she is doing. And just like she mentioned to you earlier, I mean, you can tell she really takes what she's doing seriously. I done talked to her the last couple of days, and she said, "Hey, I'm tired. I'm tired, man. Yeah, you know." But she said, "JC, I got to get it right. I got to get it right. We got to get it right. We got to make sure it's right."
Yeah.
Guess what? I truly 100% believe that all the hard work that you have put into this is going to pay off tomorrow. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic event. And, Michelle and I know, so what time is this event is going to come on? Because we have people in a lot of different time zones. So just like Michelle and I, we're in California right now, so what
That
what
is really a good question. I'm not sure. I think it depends on the time zone that you are. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I don't have the answer for you on that. I can find that out though and get that for you.
is it pre-recorded or live or
It's live. Yeah.
oh, now
Yes.
that's something when you find out if you can shoot it to us, and my peeps will make sure that they put that out on all of our platforms. So people that want to be a part of this, that they will have the opportunity to know exactly what time it comes on.
I can tell you that it starts at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Oh,
So-
5:30. So that means it would be 2:30 Pacific Standard Time, 3:30 Central Standard Time. So if that's the case, so absolutely, we'll make sure we get that out, and you got my support, and just like I challenge everybody else to support this as well, and also donate. Michelle and I will. How can we donate to the organization?
Wow, thank you very much. So you can go to PayPal, or you can go to Eventbrite link, which is still open, and it says donate. You can make a donation there. Or you can email Women Songwriters at PayPal, and you can donate that way.
So under PayPal, is it already the organization listed there? Because I use PayPal quite often.
You have to type in Women Songwriters at gmail.com. It's WOMENSONGWRITERS at gmail.com. Women Songwriters at gmail.com. And there you can donate, because it'll just ask you for the email address. You put the email in, and then you send the amount that you want to send, or through Eventbrite, which is on the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame.org website, and click on Eventbrite link, and then you'll see the donate link, and then there you can donate as well. And we appreciate you and thank you. Yeah.
So that's women's or writers or right?
Women Songwriters.
Okay.
Plural.
At gmail.com.
Yes.
You would certainly get a donation from Michelle and I, and I challenge everybody that's watching this to donate as well. So a couple of questions. I know we're gonna be short on time, but solidarity, among women, guys, everybody. You mentioned mental health earlier in the show, which we are experiencing greatly across this world.
Yeah.
And we also have what we call fighting among each other, everybody. How can we, or what is your recommendation on how we can come together as one and learn to love each other, not hate each other, and not live life as it is today, but live life as it should be tomorrow? Can you comment on that?
So this is the second time I've been stumped in this show today. I can just really explain how I move forward, right?
Mhm.
Even when working with Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame, sometimes other people's perception is not always your reality. And I think it's very unfair to assume things about people when we really don't have facts and real answers. So I try to love everybody and treat everybody the way I want them to treat me. Sometimes I don't always get it right. But when you are busy with your own projects, your own life, creating your future, your own legacy, you don't have time to waste on nonsense, really, is what it feels like to me. But sometimes people aren't always brought up the same way that somebody else may have been brought up. And so their road may have been a little harder or a little challenging, a little more challenging. And then you have ones who've had everything, and they tend to be a little bit less tolerant of people because they don't understand the fallacies that some of us have gone through. My best advice is to work on yourself and work on being the best you can be. And I feel like people will see that. They will see your authenticity. I'll tell people right now, I'm tired. I work so hard. I need you guys to come and help me. You know what I mean? Yes, we need help and support for this event program. It costs money, and sometimes you just have to really let people know what's really going on with you, where you are. Can we fix everybody? Can we make everybody be happy and wonderful to each other? No, we can't. But I know that we at least should try. And I feel like a lot of us have just given up on helping each other or caring about anybody else other than ourselves. And for what? For what? Now that you've got your house and your cars and all of your clothes and your shoes and you've ate all the fancy dinners, what do you have left? Now what?
Wow. We're down to the last minute of the show. This is a sad point for me because this is such a fantastic show. 30 seconds or less. 30 seconds or less. What is one great takeaway you want our viewers to get from this? 30 seconds or less.
Never stop dreaming. Never stop trying. I know it's cliche. I did it with nothing. You can do it. You'll get on the other side. It'll be exactly what you want, but you got to go. You got to.
Janet, I'm going to let you know right now, we got to do this again. We got to do this again.
I would love to.
Yeah, so I'm going to reach back out. This has been such a fantastic interview, and you've been such a fantastic guest. And just like I mentioned earlier, everybody needs to support this great cause. The information is here. It's going to be on all of my social media platforms. I want to leave my viewers with a message. Just like Janice said, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything that you do. It's your life. I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley. We'll be back the same time next week, same place. It's your life. I see you then. Janet, wow. This was absolutely fantastic.
Did I do okay?
Oh,
okay.
Come on now.
I think you were a little worried about me yesterday. It's because I was tired.
It with that, I understood that you had a whole lot on your mind because putting together events. Uh, trust me, I used to put together an event every week with the J.C. Cooley Foundation to my inspirational breakfasts and all that type of stuff like that, and also preparing for a live prime time. Me and Michelle just went away from prime time every night, Monday through Friday.
Oh, wow.
So that becomes a bit much. Uh, that's radio. That's our radio show. But we was in prime time nationally every night in prime time. So we pulled away from that maybe about 5 months ago, and decided that the radio portion to only do 2 shows a week.
Okay.
And it was pre-recorded, and then the television and all that. Now everything is live again. So I understand the stresses, especially with a major event. But no, you did absolutely wonderful. I meant what I said about if you have time to get you back on the show.
I would love to.
And any guests, I mean, you know how my platform is, John. Any guests that you think that would be a great fit for my show, please recommend them to us.
I sure will.
Because just send them to myself and Michelle, and we'll make sure if consideration comes from you, they will be looked at.
Hey. Yeah, I'm not gonna send you no crazy people, and hopefully they won't have any events going on over the weekend. My phone rang 6 times while I was on the air, and the girl's like, "I'm at the airport. I'm at the airport." I'm like, "Okay, well."
I'm gonna let you get back to doing what you're doing. I just want to thank you so much, and this was remarkable. And I will make sure that I'm gonna send you this immediately, this show immediately as soon as I get off, and then once we get it on YouTube, which is already there, but my team had to do some things to it. That probably won't be ready until tomorrow. But that's the one that we normally send out to folks so that they can send that out to everybody so that they can subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
But are you on podcast as well?
I am not.
Okay, so we're also on 36 podcasts. All of them, iHeart, Spotify, every last one.
Wow.
So, but that's how we do this. But let's do this again. Let's plan on doing this again real soon.
I would absolutely love to, and I'll be a little more focused because But I really love this, and there's so many things that I would love to share with you, just about for entrepreneurs and resources that can help them move to the next level. And like I said, just patents and trademarks and different things like that. There's so many other things I would love to come back and talk with you about.
So Radio One, I'm gonna mention this name to you. Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Kayshawn Powers?
No.
In Radio One, Kayshawn Powers?
No.
She's the vice president of program out of your area, radio1.com.
No.
I met her a while back, and she was supposed to have been give me some information on potentially how I could become a host on Radio One.
Okay.
And, so any recommendation that you might have for that as well would be much appreciated.
I could do that. I sure will. The girl I work with, her name is Wayana.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you her information.
Yeah, so because we're trying to transition, our radio show is out San Diego. It's on KCBQ, FM 96.1 and AM 1170, but it's so conservative. And Michelle and I are the only. I'm not saying conservative is bad, but let's put it like this: we're the only African American host on the show, other than my friend Larry Elder. But we are looking at other opportunities to potentially venture off there. Potentially, not right now. And Radio One is just one that's been heavy on my mind.
Okay.
And don't know how to go about doing that yet, but we will. So But Janet, let's keep in touch, and let's communicate any great guests that you might have that would be a good fit on our show, uh,
Okay.
TV, radio, whatever that is. Any recommendation coming from you, I tell you, will be highly considered.
Okay, I appreciate that. And again, I thank you so much, both of you. You guys are really first class. I mean, just excellent, excellent. Just the organization and the way your shows are run. So I appreciate you very much.
So we're going to be tuning in tomorrow. That's Michelle's birthday
Mhm.
tomorrow as well. So we're going to be tuning in, and we'll make that donation today. So, hey, I'm not going to hold you up because I know you got so much stuff you got to do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And tell Michelle I said thank you very much. I appreciate you. And you're funny too. You are funny. Because I'm not sleepy now. I get it. Last night I was like, I'm so tired. I appreciate you.
That
And
motivation, dedication, creation, MDC theory. Motivated because you're motivated to do and get this thing going, get it right. You're dedicated because if you get up and you put all the time in and continue working. Creation is the final product. That's what they call the baby when it's finally coming out, it's born and it's there, and you see your product and you say, "Wow!" So that's the way that we wake up. I mean, really wake up, because as long as we think about the MDC theory, that will always bring us back around. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I look forward to chatting with you again real soon.
Okay, and I will get you. Let me get through this weekend, and I'll get you the number for Awana over at Radio One, and she can, talk to you about, maybe getting on their platform and seeing what they've got available. So it's a great program. You should really reach out to Kathy Hughes and try to.
I don't know any of these people. I mean, if I knew some of these people, I'm talking about or got a recommendation or referral. I mean, I don't know how you do it. I don't know them, but it's something that me and Michelle have been thinking about, because we've been on this station radio portion for almost 4 years.
Okay.
And that was nationwide. But now we out of San Diego. We just gave up our Dallas portion of that because we live in Dallas, actually. That's what.
Okay.
But we are in our California home right now, so we heading out here Sunday, heading back.
Okay. So. All right. Well, very good, and we will certainly stay in touch. And I will send you the information next week of my contact that I have. And anything else or other people that I can think of that will be good for your show, I will send you that too. Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, and Janet, good luck. I'm not talking about good luck. I already told you it's gonna be great.
Oh, yeah, we hope so. It's better. I don't have a backup plan.
It's gonna be great.
Yes.
So, hey, I will talk with you real soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
All right.